got some thoughts on conspiracy theories, but when I try and explain myself, I end up dropping things on my foot. Basically, I've not really had that much to do with conspiracy theories. For me, it's just entertainment, it's just a bit of fun. But my eyes were opened very briefly back in the day when I was younger, and I was working in a nursing home at the time, and it was late, and I was listening to this man called David Icke, and I was ironing the clothes for the residents, and this man just was like, whoa, he was talking this stuff. The stuff he was saying, it was quite, I've never heard of anything like conspiratorial before, but it was like, you know, the country, and he's got things like the country is secretly watching us. We're the most observed country in Europe, and all of these things are coming out, and I was like, wow, he's right. This is true. Fucking hell. It's like it's stimulated my brain to think. And he said, you have Princess Diana. She went into a tunnel, and this, you know, she was made to disappear in that tunnel. I was like, oh my God. And then it escalated from that, and then he said, yeah, and they wanted her gone because she was so popular and people liked her so much. She was the people's princess, but other members of the royal family wanted to be more influential and loved like she was. So she was disappeared. And the queen herself and her husband are reptilians. I was like, eh? Yeah, underneath their skin, it's a reptile skin, and they're reptilians, they're reptoids. And that, all of his credibility just evaporated like the steam from my eye, and it just went gone. But then I thought to myself, why would you just say that? Why would you say that? This is mad. How can you go from that to that? It was like watching someone just lift off their dress and just do something, smear themselves in dog shit or something. They go, whoa, gone. That completely left me baffled. And then over time, this man was discredited. And it turned out he faced a lot of, you know, some nasty things. And I think it was Terry Wogan. He took the piss out of that guy, something rotten. Anything to discredit the bloke. And from that point on, you start to see the term like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're a tin-foil hat wearing nutjob. Whenever you come up with a theory, like, I don't know, people have said, haven't they, like Paul McCartney, he's not really Paul McCartney, he's like a replacement. Lunatic. The CIA are watching people. Lunatic. But then you've got to ask yourself, we know the government fucking lie. They do lie, and they do things like MKUltra. That was real. They were experimenting on people with psychedelic drugs. Project Northwoods, the things that they did to people in Bikini, the island, they experimented on people. They've done really bad things. So when you say were the Twin Towers, was that an inside job? Was there something? You fucking nutter. So this is where you start to see what happened with David Icke. They weaponised conspiracy theory, and it's like you lose credit. If you say anything slightly conspiratorial these days, you're a tinfoil group, or they throw it at you. You're just a conspiracy theorist. You're a conspiracy. Yeah, don't listen to him. He talks conspiracies. But all these things that are proven now were once conspiracy theories. So it's a weapon. The real sort of question behind all this is what I'm thinking about. Someone set up and put a cage around people for using conspiracy theories. Because they're so bad. They're so bad. You're not supposed to do this. But you can say, and it's open to say, and it has been said, that the monarchy are monsters. They actually are real lizard people. They are monsters. They destroy. They do bad things with young people, and they've been associated with people like Jimmy Savile. You can say the BBC has rings of the most undesirable kind. You can say all of that. That's fine. The actual internet itself will help you with the algorithm for coming out with shit like this. So it's not really a threat. So why is that not a threat? All this stuff where you've insulted the monarchy, you've insulted the Royal Charter for British Broadcasting, you can say all the worst shit there, and that's fine. But if you say hurty words on the internet, you go to jail. Why are other things punishable by going to jail and you're only saying things? You're saying things. In one hand, you're attacking the establishment. You're attacking the establishment. You're saying the BBC stuff, yeah, the children, the rings. You've named, call it all out. The worst conspiracy theories that are really damning. That's allowed. But if you hold up a sign, just a piece of cardboard that says "I hate genocide," and you say something about Palestine fucking doing stuff, you hold stuff up like that. You were arrested not that long ago. So what's the difference between holding up a sign saying that, because legally they're saying that you're a terrorist group and you're attacking the monarchy and the country. Well, you're doing exactly the same with a conspiracy theory, which they encourage. They've got nothing against the conspiracy theory. They say it's harmless, it's stupid. Hold a card up, put the wrong words on, you're in a jail cell. So what's really going on? There's a conspiracy theory in the conspiracies. A conspiracy theory of conspiracy theories. There's something like that going on. And you can see, you can recognise the tree by its fruit, and this fruit is vile fruit.